Hi, friends. Thank you for logging in again, and it's wonderful to have you in this study series on how to study the Bible for life change. In my previous video, I spoke about the importance of prayer. And in this video, I'm going to give you a very broad understanding of the basics of Bible study. What is inductive Bible study? And today we're going to talk about inductive Bible study method. There are many Bible study methods out there. My favorite one is the inductive Bible study method. There are three very important steps in this method. When we open up the Bible, it's extremely important that we realize that the Bible was written long time ago to a very different audience, very different from us. And therefore, we need to make sure that we don't jump to conclusions too quickly. And these three steps will really help us. It's simple, but it's profound. And you can apply it at this level, and you can also apply it at a very higher level. My prayer is that you will not be intimidated by the level that is higher as you keep growing in this posture and this discipline, these exercises. I can guarantee you that you will reach the stage where you can go deeper and deeper in scriptures. But in this particular video series, we're gonna teach you the very, very foundational elements of inductive Bible study method. So what are those three steps? Step number one is observation. Observation is extremely important. In observation, you're asking the fundamental question, what does the Bible passage really say? If you're reading a letter in the scriptures, you're basically saying, what does this letter actually say? You're not jumping to conclusions, but you're just observing. The key phrase here is, look, 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 until looking becomes seeing. You're almost like an investigator. You're like a detective. You're entering into the text and you're observing everything that is written in the text. Who is involved in the text? What is happening in this text? Where is it happening? When is it happening? How is it happening? You are becoming a Bible detective to be able to really observe. And the more you observe, the better your understanding of the text becomes. And that becomes the foundation stone or the stepping stone for your next step, which is interpretation. Interpretation is basically asking the question, what did this Bible passage actually mean to the original hearer or the original reader? Did you know that the Bible was written long time ago to a completely different set of audience? And because it was written to a century in a geographical context, in a cultural context, in a time context that's so different from ours, there is what we call as there are gaps between our 21st century context and the historical biblical context. So in interpretation, we are not asking the question, what can I learn from this? But we are asking the question, what did the passage actually mean to the original audience? So we're going back and stepping ourselves into their shoes and thinking from their historical, sociological, political, spiritual context. And this is sort of a difficult step, but it is not impossible. You and I can learn. So in this step, you're asking that fundamental question, what did this passage really mean to the original audience? And let me tell you, these two steps that I already spoke about, observation, interpretation, becomes a very big base for your final step, which is the goal of all Bible studies. The final step, step number 3, is called application. I call it the vitamin A. It is something that actually brings the word alive into our life, where we don't just read the Bible, but we understand the Bible, where we just don't understand the Bible, but we commit ourselves to applying scriptures. Let me give you a quick statement here. It is one thing to study all about forgiveness in the Bible. It is one thing to say, what did forgiveness really mean to the first century Christians? It is totally different to apply forgiveness in our day-to-day life in the 21st century when we are hurt by some people out there. You see, so in application, we are asking the question, what does the Bible passage mean to me today in my life? One of my models, there are so many wonderful role models in the Bible, but let me tell you, the goal of Bible study is application, and Ezra in the Old Testament applied this really well. If you read the Bible, Ezra 7:10, and I'm reading from the New International Reader's Version, Ezra 7:10 says, Ezra had committed to study the Bible and obey the law of the Lord. He also wanted to teach the Lord's rules and laws in Israel. So notice here, Ezra not only committed himself to study the Bible, which is observation and interpretation, but he was committed to obeying the law of the Lord, and that is application. Remember, the goal of the Bible study always is application. So, in my next video, in my third video that will come out soon, I will be talking about in depth on the step one, which is observation. How do you really take a passage and how do you go deep in your skill of observation? So please come back again, and don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe to it, and if you haven't, click that bell icon so that a notification will come to you every time I upload a video. I want to see you back again. Thank you very much. God bless you.